My presentation is on the implementation of RFID systems in libraries. So RFID stands for radio frequency identification, and radio frequency identification basically is a type of smart barcoding system. And what it uses is radio waves to communicate between a server and the individual tags on items in the library. So there are many benefits to using an RFID system, and one of the greatest benefits is that an RFID tag doesn't have to be individually scanned in order to be read by the computer. It's generally set down on a mat, and multiple items can be read at once. And exit sensors can even sense an RFID tag up to 2 feet away. So you don't have to orientate it the proper way to get it to scan. It doesn't matter if it's front or back or however, as long as it's near a sensor, it can be read. So this really speeds up checkouts, it speeds up self-checkouts, and this saves staff a lot of time and effort when they're checking books in or out. And this altogether increases productivity and efficiency in libraries, which altogether can save money for the library. It'll also save the library money, especially with check-ins. Books can be checked in really easily, so they're ready to be shelved. And there are even automatic check-in readers that'll check the book in as soon as it's dropped, and it'll be ready for shelving. So another benefit to RFID systems is that they can be used for security. RFID tags are programmed or can be programmed to set off alarms at the exits of buildings, so that if the item hasn't been checked out properly, an alarm goes off. So this is a theft deterrent, and the computer also immediately notes which items are missing. So there's no discovering that an item's been missing for 2 weeks, and you don't actually know where it's gone or how long it's been missing. So this could save money too for libraries. RFID systems also allow library staff to take inventory more often. There are RFID readers that are handheld, and this allows library staff to scan an entire shelf for inventory in the time that it would take to do just one book in normal inventory. It can also help the library find books that have been considered lost or missing by finding them on the shelf. Even if they're not in their right spot, the scanner can find them. So this can save libraries money too. However, there are some disadvantages to RFID systems, and the first and probably the biggest is cost. To switch to a complete RFID system in a library can cost around $100,000, which is an enormous cost for libraries, especially in today's economic climate. Also, it takes a lot of effort to put a new system into place. You have to retag every item in the library and replace everything. So this takes a lot of staff time and effort. Also, tags can be damaged in the same ways that normal barcodes can be. So they're just as susceptible to being tampered with, and if the tag's been tampered with, there's no benefits to it. Also, there are some privacy concerns with RFID systems, that people with unauthorized readers may be able to scan books and keep tabs on who's been checking them out, or if the library has switched to RFID library cards, there's a worry that people could go around scanning people's library cards and finding out personal information about them. So altogether, in my paper I discussed that I would recommend that libraries currently not go with RFID systems, because I don't believe the benefits are enough to overcome the costs. I think it's too high of a cost right now. It's just not necessary for the benefits. There are other programs out there for theft deterrent and to allow multiple items to be checked in and out at once that don't cost $100,000 to set up the system. So, any questions?
Are there any health concerns regarding the use of this program, as far as radiation or anything like that?
As far as I know, I didn't come across anything in my research, but I think it's just as safe as being around radios, using your car radio, things like that. So there shouldn't be any added risk, I guess. Any other questions?
Is there? What about for late fees and stuff like that? And if people are just walking out?
Actually, there is. There's talks about using RFID library cards almost as a debit card type thing in the future. But as far as I know, no programs like that exist right now. But they have talked about putting it in the future where you load money onto your card and then just simply pass by a sensor to pay your fees or anything like that. Okay, thank you for listening to my presentation.